on Instagram, sometimes I go and look at some nutritionists' pages, or they go on my For You page on my Instagram, because I like to see what's going on around me here in Brazil, at least. Some of those guys have over 1 million followers, 2 million followers on Instagram, so they're considerably big. Got a bunch of followers, and I see they telling people it's okay to drink Coke Zero, eat sugar, etc., as long as it fits their calories, and then they can make a flexible diet, a plan for them, so they can lose weight, eating whatever they want. And I got two questions for you regarding this specific topic. I'll ask you the first one, let you answer it, and then ask the second one. Sounds good? Like, what would you say to those nutritionists? Because in my mind, it doesn't make sense, right? They're nutritionists, so they should tell people to eat nutritious foods. Like, but there they are on Instagram. Yeah, it's in their name, but there they are telling, oh, it's okay to eat this Nutella bar because it only has 150 calories. So eat one a day, you should be good. What would you say to those guys?
Well, I mean but you're right. I mean that's those are two different arguments. Are we arguing for what's optimal nutrition, or are you arguing what can you get away with? If you're a nutritionist, why are you arguing for things that are deplete in nutrients? And you say, oh well, you can do it. I mean, calories are not the nutrient we should be looking at. There's macros and micros and all these other sorts of things. These actual nutrients that are important. And so if you're just looking at calories and that's the only thing you're looking at, you are missing the point. The point is nutrients. Your body tracks nutrients. It does not track calories. You have sensors in your stomach that track up the vagus nerve to your brain and tell your brain how many nutrients are in your stomach, not how many calories are in your stomach. And so if you eat all of this stuff that tastes good, has an addictive nature, and is designed to have an addictive nature, food scientists fully admit this. There was a 60 Minutes program where they interviewed some food scientists, and they said, yes, what we want to do is we want to take these flavors, have this big initial burst of flavor. So we change the chemicals around to have this big initial flavor, and then it goes away quickly. So you want the next chip and the next piece and the next candy and the next one and the next one and the next one. So you get sort of compulsive, addictive eating, and so you just keep eating more and more and more and more. So you're eating this stuff. You're getting a compulsion to eat it. It gets in your stomach, and your stomach says, there's no nutrients here, keep going. You need actual food. And so, that's cute and all to say that, oh, well, it's just calories in, calories out. First of all, no, it's not. That's completely reductionist and wrong. But these things, that assumes that these things are not addictive and they're not designed to be eaten compulsively. And some people can do that. Some people just say, no, I'm just going to have that and that's it. I'm sure there are people out there that just do one line of Coke a day and that's it. And that's good for them. And they never change and they never deviate. They never go to 2 lines or 10 bags. It's just, that's it. It's just 1 line a day. That's all they do. Those people probably exist. The vast majority of people, not a chance in hell. And so these things are designed to be addictive. They're designed to make you overeat because they want to sell a product. And calories are not nutrients. So where do you get off as a nutritionist suggesting a diet or suggesting a food that is devoid of nutrients? Sure, you can starve yourself into a smaller dress size. People do it all the time. That doesn't mean that that's sustainable. It doesn't mean that that's good for you. And people in Auschwitz lost a lot of weight too, being starved by the Nazis in concentration camps. Does not mean that that's good for them. Does not mean that that was a positive outcome. So just because you can lose weight and body fat does not mean that that's a healthy diet and something that's sustainable long term. And so you can starve yourself, but eventually you have to stop starving yourself because you actually need nutrients or you're going to die. And some of these things come with anti-nutrients, some of these things come with toxins, and they're causing harm all the time. So you're going to get sick. And then you're going to go back and you're going to start eating something else. You're going to go outside of that calorie balance. And because you have horrible eating habits, because some idiot told you to eat Nutella every day, now you're going to eat a lot of Nutella every day. And you're going to eat a lot more of it, and then you're going to put on the weight and all these sorts of things. And the thing is, too, that's important to remember is that you can lose weight, but is that the objective? No, The objective is to retain lean body mass or even improve lean body mass and lose excess body fat, not weight. Because you can put on lean body mass and lose fat and stay the same weight or even gain weight. So what happens in a lot of these starvation diets, the low fat diet, the calorie restricted diet, they will lose weight. But the weight they lose is a combination of fat and lean body mass. The ketogenic diets, and ketogenic diets have been tried against the low carb diets have been tried against the low fat diets, and the ones that are statistically significant, there's over 30 of them, randomized controlled trials. Every single one showed that the low carbohydrate diets beat the low fat diets. And what's more important is that you didn't lose muscle and lean body mass on the ketogenic diets. You only lost fat, and you lost more weight just by losing fat. Whereas in the low fat diets, the calorie restriction diets, you lost not as much weight, and only some of that was fat. The rest of it was lean body mass, which is very deleterious to your health. So it is far more complicated than calories in, calorie out. Just to touch briefly on calories in, calories out, and what an absurd notion that is. First of all, calories don't weigh anything, right? It's a unit of heat energy. So you say that, well, you have more calories or less calories. Okay, well, a glass of cold water and a glass of warm water, the warm glass of water has more calories. So does that weigh more than the cold glass of water? Is that going to make you put on weight by eating it? No, of course not. That's ridiculous. It weighs the same amount. Calories are heat energy. A calorie is not a calorie is not a calorie. Our bodies are not combustion engines. Calories are when you burn something, it releases heat, and that's a calorie. Oh, that's what goes in your body. No, that's not what goes in your body. That's not the energy that we use. We're not a combustion engine. We're not a steam locomotive. We're a chemical factory, and we put things in our bodies. We put chemicals in our bodies. They have chemical interactions and reactions, and that is what provides chemical energy and ATP, but maybe not. Only some things provide ATP. Other things are used as building blocks. Protein, like we said, every single molecule in your body that is made by your DNA starts off as a protein backbone. Those are amino acids. So you're eating proteins that gets used. Those amino acids get used in the proteins that your body makes. Not just building muscle, but every single molecule that your body makes, that your DNA makes, it's made out of amino acids. So you're eating all the calories in protein. You don't use those as calories. You don't use those as energy. You use a small proportion of those as energy. So you're taking in a lot of calories, but you don't use them as energy. So that's useless. And then carbohydrates get used very differently. They have different hormonal effects. These are all very complex organic molecules that have different complex chemical interactions in your body. They have different hormonal reactions in your body. Carbohydrates will raise blood sugar. They'll raise insulin. Insulin is a very important hormone that affects over 100 different mechanisms in your body. And when that elevates, that gets everything out of balance. And then fructose has its own independent hormonal interactions. It will raise insulin, but it will also block leptin, which is a satiety hormone. It will upregulate ghrelin, which is the hunger hormone, and tells your body to start eating. And it gets metabolized into fat in your liver, causes fatty liver disease, all these other sorts of things. And then the fats too. Fats all behave differently as well. So you cannot reduce the importance and the actions of these chemicals in your body down to how much heat escapes when you burn it. That's insane. And again, calories don't weigh anything. Right. So if you really want to think about this properly, you're saying that, well, you don't want to eat fat because it has so many calories. Oh my God. So what? The calories don't weigh anything, right? Matter weighs things. Atom weighs things. Grams, that's a measure of weight, right? So they say don't eat fat because it's so calorie dense, right? So many damn calories. So there's 9 calories per 1 gram of fat, and there's only 4 calories
Right.
per 1 gram of carbs and protein, right? Except when, again, you don't use protein typically as energy. You have to convert that. You have to take off the nitrogen group and convert that into glucose and then use that as energy. And that's energy dependent. And so at the end of the day, in balance, you only get about 3.4 calories per gram of protein. Okay. So Calories don't weigh anything, right? So what does weigh something in that equation? It's the grams, right? So that's what we need to look at. So flip the equation around. It's 1 gram per 9 calories of fat, 2.2 grams per 9 calories of carbs, and actually 3 grams of protein per 9 calories of protein, right? So what weighs more, right? Where do you want to get your energy from? In fact, you want to eat the fat because it weighs less. You get more energy for less weight. And so if you want to lose weight, you want to bring in less atoms. How do you lose weight? Where does the weight go? Doesn't escape as heat. Heat is energy, right? Matter has to escape. You breathe out CO2. That's these carbons that are coming out, that are coming off of the food that we eat, the sugars and the proteins and the fats that we're having. You're actually breathing off these atoms, and that's actually one of the ways you lose weight. Sweat and defecate, urinate, all these other sorts of things as well. But that's how it is. You actually physically have to lose matter in order to lose weight. It's not heat. It's not the energy. It's the weight. It's the matter of grams. And so you get less grams per unit of energy if you get fat. So in fact, if you get the majority of your calories from fat, you will actually take in less food. And so you'll take in less food by weight. And in fact, a colleague of mine, Dr. Michael Eads, made this point, which I think is an excellent point, at a conference in San Diego last year, which I'll be going to in August this year if people are going to that, the Symposium for Metabolic Health. And he pointed out, and he did the calculations, and he said if you just eat a typical 2,000 calorie diet, but you do it with 70% calories from fat, you'll actually take in 2 less, I forget if it was pounds or kilos, probably kilos, 2 less pounds or kilos, whatever it was, per week. And he said that actually typically lines up with how much weight loss people get on ketogenic diets. They generally lose, on average, about 2 pounds or kilos a week on these diets. So that's the important thing there is you want to lose weight, okay? Then eat less, but eat less matter, right? Not less calories. You want the calories. You want the nutrients. So you eat nutrient-dense, calorie-dense food because it weighs less. That's what you do.